in a platform here called TradingView, and TradingView is basically a platform where it gives you any activity, any price action on investments. Another thing that is important about candlesticks, we're going to keep it very simple. The green means the market is going up, the red means it's going down. What the O means is O stands for opening. So that's the opening price. So when the market opened up, it opened up at 9.59 and 99 cents. The H stands for the high for that candlestick. So the price got as high as $962.80. The low is the L. It went as low as $932.28. And the C stands for closed, right? And it closed at $939.38. And so, in essence, the reason when it opened at 9.59, when the market opened and it closed at 9.39, obviously that is less. And that explains why the candlestick is red. Is that making sense? Let's look at one right next to it, a green candle. Same here, opened at 922.53, got as high as $944.26, got as low as $920.04, and closed at $944.07, which is a profit. $28.98 to be exact. That's about a 3.18% gain. Hope that's making sense. Bitcoin runs a little differently. So you notice with stock, there's gaps in between here, and those basically represent the weekends, right? But the thing is with cryptocurrency, it's open 24/7. So you're not going to see any gaps between days because it runs 24/7. So that's why Bitcoin looks a little different, but same here. As you can see, Monday was a pretty good, bad day. Well, not bad day, but it went down 2.51%. All right. Difference is about $1,644. And but it opened at 65,400, got as high as 65,744, got as low as 63,605, and closed at 63,755. Okay, so just showing you here just some of the basics. Now, how is this relevant? We're going to take it a little step further. So that's looking at the daily. What you learn as an investor and trader, you want to look at the macro data, and macro meaning long-term data. Micro is anything close in. Macro are things that are a little further out. So let's just take a look at that. So if I click on this candlesticks, now instead of each one of them representing a day, this now represents a week. Every one of these equals a week. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We're going in reverse backwards. 4 weeks, 5 weeks, etc. Is that making sense? And then it'll tell you the dates on the bottom of what week is covering. This was June 29th on a Monday, the 26th. This was July 6th. And then this week was July 13th, July 20th, so on and so forth. And we're in July 27th. Here on the right, you'll see basically the price of the asset. Again, Bitcoin is very great asset to own. It's considered a digital gold, right? It's definitely digital gold of the future. It's a hedge against inflation, right? It's a storage of value. So it's something that's gained value over the years. And just to prove that, let's just look at some of the price action on Bitcoin. All right. So, we know some of us who are investing, it got as high as $127,000 a share, 126, 199 to be exact, right? That was the high point, and that was in October 6th of 2025. It was that week where it hit an all-time high. Okay. But let's just take a look at the history of this asset. Boom. So all this price action over all these years. At one point in time in 2021, it was right here, which was about $16,000 a share. So look at that. Amazing, amazing, amazing asset to own and hold, or to own, to own and maybe even sell some profits. But I got my measuring tool here. I'm just showing you how powerful this is, right? So what it is measuring the move of this asset. And we're going to put it right there. So if you were buying here in 2023, you had a 645% earnings on your money if you bought from the bottom and sold up here. Amazing. I don't think y'all know how powerful that is. 645% in about 2 years, right? So this is the empowerment that you're getting through this, having this education. And that's what I'm just showing you today. I'm just making a quick video to show you how all things start small and how you want to invest in things that have these type of patterns, slow and steady, working its way up, right? I'm going deeper in in the past, where in 2019, at one point Bitcoin was $10,000. Even down here it was $3,500. Incredible, right? It's only been around since 2009. And this chart's going to take me back to 2017. And you can see here it's about $4,400 a share, as low as 3,800. So what you want to do is, just like your 401k, you want a dollar cost average in. That means you just want to buy the asset every paycheck. Just put some money away, put some money away. And over time, you're going to make money. Just to prove that, see how that ran here, we'll look at some other things that we are familiar with. Okay, and we're going to talk about, let's say, for example, let's look at, I'll look this up, QQQ, which is the NASDAQ. All right, if we look at the NASDAQ, we'll see a similar pattern of these candlesticks. You see? And what we're looking at just gradually going up, right? These are the things that you want to invest in. Costco, a little biased because that is my company, right? But it is paying. You see? Same type of price action. Buy low, sell high, right? Let's look at the history of this thing here. So I'm going back, I'm in 2020. At one point, Costco stock was at $285. Look where it's been as high as $1,000. Incredible. Incredible gains, security, retirement, however you want to look at it. Okay, let's look at S&P 500, something everyone's familiar with. This is your 401k. We're looking at this on the weekly. All right. Same there. Let's do this here. So ticker symbol VOO. That's the Vanguard S&P 500. Let's take a look at that chart real quick. And boom, same here, guys. So again, the name of the game is buy low, sell high, buy steady. Now you gotta remember, every 2 weeks you're getting a paycheck, so you're just investing on this way up, which is going to give you a good average price. So as these gains are happening, your account is just growing. Okay, hope that's making sense. You get paid this week, miss a week here, you get paid this week. Whether you know it or not, there's two types of investors. There's active investors and there's passive investors. Most of us are passive investors because we're basically saying, hey, I don't know anything about any of that. I'm just doing what I'm told, and I was told to invest. And this is a pretext. This comes out of your paycheck. So if you were buying here, you're buying at $366 here, S&P 500, just a few years ago in 2023. Don't get paid that week, get paid the next week. Boom, you invest again automatically. This is a pretext. This is before you get your net paycheck and your direct deposit. This money's already taken out, whatever you contribute into your 401k. This is the asset that you're investing in. Okay. Let's just measure this move again. We're gonna pull out some of these tools. All right. Let's see where it's at right now, because this is where the market is currently at. If you would have just held for 3 years, remember it's money you don't even know that you didn't have, right? You'd be up 84%. No emotion involved, just going to work, paying the bills, taking care of your family. You'd be up 84%. All right. So I'm gonna do something for you, but here's where everything turns around for you. You know, you join a network like ours, we're going to show you. I'm going to give you some of these custom ribbons that we have here. We're like, whoa, Ty, what is that? What that rainbow going on here? Watch this. Imagine it's the same data here. Imagine buying here and you turn a profit and you get this bot here to tell you when to sell and take some profits. And then you wait for the next buy signal and then you sell. And then you wait for the buy and then you sell. You would be flipping your accounts over and over and over again through your Robinhood account. You'd be taking profits. Let's just measure one of these and we'll leave you with this today. All right. So let's say you bought here and this is a few weeks, right? And you get that sell signal. You get notified by your cell phone. That's 30% gains, right? Watch this, guys. It's very powerful. 11% there. Time is going to go by anyway. So we're looking at about 30% here, 11% there, another 21% there, and you're just taking profit. Being an active investor will pay you more. You're just not setting it and forget it. But if you want to be more strategic, as you can see, there's more money on the table by doing what you're going to do anyway. So that is the lesson of the day. We're going to, you know, the majority of people are my students and my partners. We invest in things that have a lot of liquidity, which means there's a lot of money in it. And we invest in things that move the market, such as S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or the Dow Jones. So if you want to learn these skills, come join the group, make some money, learn some things, understand that there's a lot of money on the table. This is just showing that this is a trend here. We'll go more in detail about these indicators later. Have a good day.